Hello, bug enthusiasts. Welcome back to Bugs, Buzz, and Beyond. Today, we're uncovering one of the most fascinating secrets of the insect world: how bugs use smells to communicate. Yes, insects have a special way of talking to each other, and it doesn't involve sound, gestures, or even touch. Instead, they rely on invisible chemical signals called pheromones to send messages about love, danger, and even food. We'll explore how different insects use these pheromones in their everyday lives, from attracting a mate to calling for backup during a crisis. Plus, stick around until the end, where we'll challenge you with 3 fun trivia questions based on what you've learned. Think you've got what it takes to ace them? Let's dive into this smelly yet fascinating world. Let's begin by understanding what pheromones are. These are chemical signals that insects release into their environment to communicate with others of the same species. Think of them as nature's invisible text messages, but instead of emojis or words, pheromones are made of tiny molecules that insects can detect. When an insect senses these chemical messages, it knows exactly how to respond, almost like they're programmed to act a certain way. For example, pheromones can tell an ant where to find food, warn a bee of a nearby threat, or even let a moth know it's time to find a mate. Each insect species has its own unique chemical language, which helps them avoid confusion with other bugs. One of the most remarkable uses of pheromones in the insect world is for attracting a mate. Picture this. A female moth releases a powerful scent into the air, almost like a love potion, and male moths with their ultra-sensitive antennae can pick up the signal from miles away. This chemical trail guides them straight to her, ensuring they can find each other, even in the dark. But moths aren't the only romantics in the bug world. Beetles, butterflies, and ants also use pheromones to seek out their perfect match. These signals are so precise that they only attract the intended species, ensuring their love messages don't get lost in translation. It's like nature's most efficient dating app, matching bugs with incredible accuracy. Have you ever watched a line of ants marching in perfect harmony and wondered how they do it? The answer lies in trail pheromones. When an ant stumbles upon a delicious snack, it doesn't just gobble it up alone. Instead, it leaves a chemical trail on the ground as it returns to the nest, like drawing a map for its colony. Other ants detect this trail using their sensitive antennae and follow it to the food source. The more ants that travel the path, the stronger the pheromone signal becomes. Once the food is gone, the ants stop reinforcing the trail, and it gradually disappears. This clever system ensures the colony works together efficiently without wasting time on empty food sources. Pheromones aren't just about love or food. They're also critical in times of danger. Take bees, for example. When a bee feels threatened and stings, it releases an alarm pheromone. This signal warns other bees in the hive to prepare for battle, rallying them to defend their home. Similarly, aphids, which are small plant-eating insects, release alarm pheromones when a predator attacks. This causes nearby aphids to flee by either dropping off the plant or scattering in all directions. These emergency signals help insects protect themselves and their group from immediate threats. It's like having an invisible siren that only their species can hear. Not all pheromones are about survival. Some insects use them in fascinating and unexpected ways. For instance, termites rely on pheromones to organize their colonies. The queen termite emits specific chemicals to instruct workers, soldiers, and other members of the colony on their roles, ensuring everything runs smoothly. And here's a twist. Did you know that some insects and even predators have learned to hack the pheromone system? That's right. While most pheromones are meant to help the sender and receiver, a few sneaky species use these chemical signals to their advantage in surprising ways. Take the bolas spider, for example. This clever arachnid produces chemicals that mimic the mating pheromones of certain moths. When an unsuspecting male moth detects the female scent, he flies straight into the spider's trap, only to find himself caught in a sticky web, or worse, on the spider's dinner menu. Then there's the parasitic wasp, which targets aphids. These wasps release a fake alarm pheromone that tricks aphids into scattering in a panic. In the chaos, the wasp has an easier time selecting its next host. Even humans have joined the game. Scientists studying pest control have developed pheromone traps to lure harmful insects away from crops. By imitating their natural signals, we can manage pest populations without harmful chemicals. It's a reminder that in the world of insects, pheromones aren't just tools for survival. They can also be weapons, traps, and even tools for us humans to create harmony with nature. So, there you have it. An incredible look into the world of insect communication through smells. From guiding their friends to food, to setting up romantic rendezvous, and even calling for help in emergencies, pheromones are essential for insect survival and success. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question number 1. What kind of pheromone do ants use to guide their colony to a food source? If your answer is B, trail pheromones, that's right. Trail pheromones are chemical signals ants lay down to mark the path to a food source. These invisible trails guide other ants directly to the tasty treasure, ensuring the whole colony can benefit. Once the food is gone, the pheromone trail fades and the ants stop following it. Question number 2. Which insect is famous for detecting a mate's pheromones from several kilometers away? If your answer is C, moths, you nailed it. Male moths have incredibly sensitive antennae that can detect a female moth's pheromones from miles away. These chemical love signals help them find each other even in the dark or over long distances. Talk about a long-distance relationship made easy. Question number 3. What do bees release to alert their hive of an impending danger? If your answer is C, alarm pheromones, you're spot on. When a bee stings, it releases an alarm pheromone that signals other bees in the hive to prepare for defense. This pheromone acts like an emergency alert, rallying reinforcements to protect the hive from a perceived threat. That's why it's best to avoid swatting at bees near their home. They're quick to respond as a team. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry. Now you know even more about the fascinating ways insects communicate. Keep watching Bugs, Buzz, and Beyond for more amazing bug facts. And don't forget to test your knowledge in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.